Most gardeners are stuck in a cycle of financial dependency. You spend hundreds of dollars every spring on bags of blue powder and synthetic pellets. You follow the instructions on the bag perfectly. Yet, your tomatoes still crack, your cucumber leaves turn yellow by July, and your soil turns into concrete the moment the sun comes out. You're doing everything the commercials tell you to do. So why are the results so disappointing? The answer lies in what the agricultural industry has deliberately buried. They have built a business model on selling you salts that feed the plant for a week, but starve the soil forever. They want you to be a consumer, constantly coming back for more. Nature, however, wants you to be a creator. Welcome to Veiled Earth. Today, we are unlocking the vault. We are going to explore 10 hidden minerals and organic amendments that do not just patch a problem, they rebuild the biological engine of your soil. These are the ingredients that ancient civilizations used to feed empires without a single drop of chemical nitrogen. If you are ready to stop renting your fertility and start owning it, this is the knowledge that changes everything. Here is the science the Garden Center won't explain. They focus on NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. But relying only on NPK is like trying to build a house using only wood, ignoring the nails, the concrete, and the piping. The 10 ingredients we are covering today supply the nails and the concrete. They address the physics, chemistry, and biology of your soil. We begin with the lost secret of the Amazon. Ingredient number 1, biochar. In the 1500s, Spanish explorers in the Amazon basin reported seeing massive cities and thriving agriculture in a place where, biologically speaking, the soil is acidic and poor. For centuries, historians thought these explorers were hallucinating. But recently, archaeologists discovered the truth: terra preta, dark earth. These ancient farmers didn't just plant in the dirt, they engineered the soil using charcoal. Biochar is not just ash from your fireplace. It is organic matter burned in a low-oxygen environment, a process called pyrolysis. This creates a carbon structure that is incredibly stable. While compost disappears in a year, biochar remains in your soil for hundreds, perhaps thousands of years. But why does it work? Under a microscope, a single piece of biochar looks like a massive apartment complex. It provides a permanent housing structure for beneficial bacteria. Without this house, your soil microbes are homeless and wash away with the first heavy rain. Even more fascinating is its physics. Biochar has a negative electromagnetic charge. Most plant nutrients, calcium, magnesium, potassium, have a positive charge. This means biochar acts like a magnet in your soil, physically holding on to nutrients that would otherwise leach away, releasing them only when your plant roots ask for them. To use it, you must charge it first. Because it is like a dry sponge. If you put it in raw, it will suck up existing water and nutrients. Mix it with compost or worm tea for 2 weeks before planting. Mix 10% by volume into your soil, and you have installed a permanent battery that will hold energy for generations. Our second ingredient comes from the fury of the earth itself, basalt rock dust. The Romans knew that the farms surrounding Mount Vesuvius produced the sweetest grapes and the highest yields in the empire. They didn't know chemistry, but they understood geology. Volcanic soil is the most fertile substance on Earth because it is fresh. It hasn't been leached by millions of years of rain. Most modern fertilizers only give you 3 nutrients, but plants require over 40 trace minerals to form complex enzymes and vitamins. Basalt rock dust is crushed volcanic rock that remineralizes your garden with the full periodic table: iron, manganese, cobalt, zinc. But basalt has a secret weapon that most soil tests ignore: paramagnetism. This rock dust is faintly magnetic. Studies suggest this low-level energy field stimulates root respiration and microbial activity. It literally increases the energetic frequency of your soil. By adding 50 pounds per 1,000 square feet, you're mimicking the geologic power of a volcano in your backyard. A 50-pound bag costs about $20, making it the cheapest way to restore the building blocks of life. Ingredient number 3 is the underground internet: mycorrhizal fungi. 400 million years ago, plants moved from the ocean to the land. They had no root systems capable of mining the rock for nutrients. They survived only because they formed a pact with ancient fungi. This is a symbiosis that predates the dinosaurs. Modern tilling and synthetic fungicides have severed this connection in most gardens. When you reintroduce mycorrhizal fungi, you're restoring this ancient trade agreement. These fungi attach to your plant roots and send out microscopic filaments called hyphae. These filaments act as extensions of the root system, increasing the surface area by up to 1,000 times. They can reach into microscopic pores in the soil that roots are too fat to enter, extracting water and phosphorus. In exchange, the plant gives the fungi sugar from photosynthesis. It is a perfect economy. The industry ignores this because you cannot patent a fungus that reproduces itself. A single inoculation directly on the roots at planting time is all you need. Once established, as long as you don't till the ground, the network grows stronger every year. If you're finding value in this deep dive, if you want to learn how to work with nature rather than fighting against it, take a moment to hit the like button and subscribe to Veiled Earth. We are dedicated to uncovering the agricultural truths that build independence, not dependency. Join us, and let's keep digging. Now, let's move to ingredient number 4, the biological engine. Worm castings. In ancient Egypt, Cleopatra declared earthworms to be sacred. Removal of an earthworm from the kingdom was a crime punishable by death. She understood that the fertility of the Nile Delta depended on them. Even Charles Darwin spent the last 40 years of his life studying them, concluding that no other creature had played so significant a role in the history of the world. Worm castings are not just manure. When soil passes through a worm, it is coated in a mucous membrane that is packed with enzymes and beneficial bacteria. This coating makes the nutrients instantly bioavailable. A tomato plant grown in soil with just 10% worm castings produces significantly larger yields than one grown in chemical fertilizer. But here is the hidden benefit. Castings contain chitinase. This is an enzyme that degrades the exoskeleton of insects. When your plants absorb this, they become unpalatable to pests like aphids and spider mites. It is a fertilizer, a growth stimulant, and a pest repellent, all in one. A 30-pound bag costs about $30, or you can build a bin and produce them for free forever. Ingredient number 5 is an ancient gift from the sea: kelp meal. For centuries, coastal farmers in Ireland and Scotland hauled seaweed up steep cliffs to lay on their potato beds. They noticed that crops treated with seaweed survived frosts that killed everything else. Today, science tells us why. Kelp is packed with natural growth hormones called cytokinins and gibberellins. These hormones stimulate rapid cell division. But more importantly, kelp acts as a stress shield. It helps plants regulate their water usage and reinforces cell walls. It turns your plants into survivors. In a changing climate, with hotter summers and unpredictable storms, kelp meal is your insurance policy. Unlike synthetic fertilizers that force growth at the expense of health, kelp builds a plant that can defend itself. Apply 1 pound per 100 square feet, or steep it in water for a powerful foliar spray. Ingredient number 6, alfalfa meal. The word alfalfa comes from the Arabic phrase al-fak faksha, meaning father of all foods. It was the first crop cultivated strictly for animal feed, fueling the horses of ancient Persian armies. But in the garden, it is a growth hormone bomb. Alfalfa contains a fatty acid alcohol called triacontanol. It is a potent natural stimulant that significantly boosts photosynthesis. It creates darker green leaves and more robust stems. When you mix alfalfa meal with worm castings, the biology breaks down the plant matter and releases this hormone rapidly. It also acts as an incredible compost activator, heating up a pile and speeding up decomposition. At $20 for a large bag of feed pellets, it is the most cost-effective source of nitrogen and hormones available. Ingredient number 7 is the clay breaker. Gypsum. Benjamin Franklin was one of the first Americans to promote gypsum. Legend has it he applied it to a hillside in the shape of words stating, "This has been plastered." The grass grew so much greener and thicker where the gypsum was laid that the words could be read from miles away. But gypsum's true power is in soil mechanics. If you have heavy clay soil that cracks in summer and drowns plants in winter, you don't need a rototiller. You need gypsum. Clay particles are flat plates that stack tightly together. The calcium in gypsum causes a chemical reaction called flocculation, which chemically pushes these plates apart, creating microscopic airways. It literally breathes life into suffocating soil. And unlike lime, it adds calcium without altering your pH, preventing the dreaded blossom end rot in tomatoes without upsetting the acid balance. Ingredient number 8 is the invisible armor, silica. If you look at a blade of grass or a stalk of rice under a microscope, you will see it is fortified with microscopic glass structures. This is silica. Most potting soils and fertilizers completely ignore it, yet it is critical for defense. When a plant has access to soluble silica, it deposits it in the cell walls of its leaves and stems. This creates a physical barrier, like plate mail armor. When a sucking insect, like an aphid or a mite, tries to bite into the plant, its mouthparts literally cannot puncture the toughened skin. It also prevents fungal spores like powdery mildew from penetrating the leaf surface. By adding silica, often found in rice hulls or diatomaceous earth, you are not poisoning pests. You are armoring the plant so the pests move on to an easier target. Ingredient number 9 acts as the traffic controller, humic acid. You can have all the minerals in the world in your soil, but if the plant cannot absorb them, they are useless. Humic acid is formed from ancient, decomposed organic matter. It acts as a chelator. In chemistry, chelation is like a claw. The humic acid molecule grabs onto a nutrient molecule, like iron or calcium, and creates a protective shell around it. This allows the nutrient to slip through the plant's root barrier much more easily. It makes every other fertilizer you use 40% more effective. It also improves water retention in sandy soils dramatically. You need very little. 5 pounds covers 1,000 square feet, acting as a force multiplier for your entire garden. And finally, ingredient number 10, neem cake. In India, the neem tree has been revered for thousands of years as the village pharmacy. You probably know neem oil for spraying leaves, but neem cake is the solid residue left after the oil is pressed. This is the only organic fertilizer that acts as a nitrification inhibitor. In simple terms, synthetic nitrogen often turns into gas and evaporates before the plant can eat it. Neem cake chemically prevents this, keeping the nitrogen in the soil. But deeply, it acts as a soil sanitizer. It disrupts the reproductive cycles of soil-borne pests like root knot nematodes, which are invisible killers of vegetable gardens. It clears the path for your roots to grow unmolested, providing a clean environment for your new biological allies. These 10 ingredients represent a shift in philosophy. The industrial model treats the soil as a dead medium, a sponge to hold chemical water. The veiled earth approach treats the soil as a living stomach. When you combine the structure of biochar, the communication network of mycorrhizal fungi, and the mineral density of basalt, you aren't just gardening for this season. You are building a legacy. So, here is your action plan. Do not try to buy everything at once if your budget is tight. Start with the foundation. Apply gypsum and biochar to fix the structure. Then, inoculate with mycorrhizal fungi. These are one-time investments that pay dividends for years. For an investment of roughly $100 to $150, less than what many spend on disposable fertilizers in a single year, you can acquire enough of these amendments to transform a standard family garden for a decade. The fertilizer companies want you to believe that abundance comes from a factory. History shows us that true abundance comes from the earth itself, if you know how to unlock it. Apply these secrets, watch your harvest triple, and break the cycle of dependency. This is veiled earth. Go build your soil.